Today in the Boot Guide, we are looking at the Ariat Intrepid ventTEK pull-on boot with a comp toe. So probably one of the most exciting things that I can say about this boot, outside of the fact that it fits great, it's comfortable, yada yada, all that stuff, is this new shank system that they're using. Now, this whole idea comes from running shoes. Basically, the sole compound and the shank section and everything else that's going on outside of the DuraTread hard rubber that they use on the sole is coming from the outdoor hiking, cross-training, running shoe world. They're using those materials and they're mixing them into a work boot. And for some of us, all we can think is it's about time. When you grew up wearing outdoor shoes, when you grew up wearing sneakers and gym shoes, your foot's accustomed to that type of feel. When you want to move over into pull-on boots and you go to get your first pair of Western work boots, what you're going to notice is they're not going to feel the same. It's not going to be a comfortable fit that you're going to want to wear them to work and spend 12 to 15 hours in them. Ariat has tackled that idea and has tackled that customer and has given us something in this Intrepid that we're not seeing anywhere else. So like I said, DuraTread rubber on the outsole, and DuraTread shows up in so many of their boots. It's long wearing, it really holds up, and it's a really nice, forgiving material for most work applications. But what stands out here is the new sole pattern. This is just a completely different, redesigned, rethinking sole pattern for traction, grip, and material shedding. Mud, sand, rocks, gravel, whatever you're walking in, dog poop, it's going to shed it off much easier than some of those heavy duty lug patterns that you see on comp toe pull-on boots. So let's talk about the comp toe. Ariat is into this whole asymmetrical realm right now, and it's about time. I'm not saying that they didn't make comfortable comp toe boots before. They have always made really nice, comfortable work boots, especially in the pure work line where you need a safety toe. But them using this type of toe where it's actually taller, more space where your big toe, and if you have a Morton toe where that's where your toe next to your big toe is longer, if you have one of those where you're getting more space inside here, but it slims down all the way through the boot. This line is beautiful. The way it kind of curves to the back, the engineering, the design of their last of doing this is really outstanding. And when you slide your foot inside, if you're used to wearing comp or steel toe boots, when you slide your foot inside a pair of these, it really feels different. It really feels comfortable. So that bright orange might be a little bit too much for most guys, and I understand. It is a real attention getter, but for most of us, we wear lime green and we wear blaze orange all the time, whether it's hunting season or at work. Lime green, you can't step on the job site without it. So having a little bit mixed into the upper of your boot with a little cutaway, and that cutaway allows for the ventTEK to be the ventTEK, because everything that's orange is a porous material that allows moisture and heat to just flash right off, and it also allows air to pass through from one side to the next, thus cooling your foot down, thus evaporating moisture quicker, and just making for a more comfortable hot weather boot. Now, one thing that I was impressed with is this diamond plate heel cup back here. Just adding this super thick piece of rubber back here into the heel, right below the U-turn, and this boot does have the classic U-turn, so that means you don't really need a boot jack to get these on and off. That little bit of elastic or softer material that's added to the back of the heel cup right above it makes getting the boot on and off easy. Having this rubber chunk back here deep down into the upper really does make a huge difference when you got to get these things on and off daily, or in a pinch if you're going to change out your boots to something else. They come off really nice. I am really impressed with that. All right, let's get inside this thing and let's get right down to the fact that they are using ATS Pro for an insole. One of my favorite. Very nice, very forgiving, very long wearing, does not break down like most of that memory foam crap you see out there today. This is a great insole. But underneath that insole, when you put your hand inside, instead of it being a hard footboard, it is a softer material that the green sections of this ATS stick to nicely. So hot, sweaty foot, 100-degree weather, 15-hour day standing out in it, sliding your foot out. Yes, most of the time that insole is going to come with your sweaty, wet sock, but because of those sections and because of the material and the mixture with the ventTEK, everything comes out nicely, allows the boot to dry out a lot quicker because of the materials used inside the boot. The leather, it's nice leather. It's a nice heavy-duty grade of oil-tanned work leather. It'll take some oil, it'll take some abuse. Actually, it'll take more than some abuse. This leather will take a lot of abuse. Unlike some of the stuff that looks like the pebbled leather that you'll see in some lesser versions of pull-on work boots, this stuff is nice and thick. It's a good chunk of leather. Don't expect a lot of heat evaporation with this leather, but what you can expect is if you treat them nice, if you get a lot of mink oil in there or some sort of water sealant, if you are in and out of water, you're gonna keep your inside foot a lot drier. Now, it's not waterproof. It's not, anything in this is not waterproof, but you can treat these with chemicals, with mink oil, with other water treatment stuff to make it more water resistant, to make it more of your favorite pair of work pull-on boots. Now, it is a safety toe boot, so it meets all the safety regulations, all the OSHA regulations. It is also ASTM certified, so that means it meets all of those regulations also. So stepping on the job site, if you have one of those foremen who are just a real pain in the butt, you can show them all the numbers inside the boot because it all exists right down in there on the tag. You can let him stand on your toes. He'll see you got safety toes on, and you can go about your day walking around in a comfortable boot. All right, so size and fit, This thing being an 11-inch pull-on boot, which a lot of guys probably don't like. A lot of guys like the 9-inch pull-on boot for work. Personally, I prefer something a little bit taller. I just consider it a lot easier to get them on and off. That's just me. Everybody's different, right? Right. Comfort? Hell, it's built around the idea of having a comfortable boot. The sizing on it, I was really impressed with the new asymmetrical style to this toe. I think they call it something else. They don't use the word asymmetrical. They use a different word to describe this. I'm just going off of the word that actually describes it, right? Right. So that really does make all the difference in this boot. The fact that when you put your foot in there, especially if you have the type of foot that wears work boots, comparing the foot of somebody who works in an office or does that type of work all day long to somebody who kicks shovels and walks 15,000 steps a day, over a long enough time frame, our feet are different from each other. So if you've worn work boots, having this extra space is going to actually feel pretty outstanding. And when you mix the comfort of the midsole, the comfort of this new shank that they're using, this whole shank system, plus the ATS, you're talking about comfort here. It is nice. So that's the Intrepid by Ariat boots, part of their ventTEK series. Hey, if you're currently wearing a pair of these Intrepids, please comment below. Let guys know what you think about them. If you're one of the guys who has cracked the sole, please comment below and let guys know how long you wore the boot before you cracked the sole and how much life you got out of it. The reason I bring this up is because since I posted these on my Instagram, I've had a lot of you guys tell me about it in emails about the soles cracking on you. So let's just talk about that so other guys don't get discouraged just by one guy saying the soles crack and not giving you any info on there. Most of the time, it's after a year or something like that. So if you've got some firsthand knowledge, please comment below about that. Hey, if you're interested in seeing some detailed photos of all the nice little stitching that's going on inside this boot, or if you just want to see what it actually looks like, this sole up close and personal, or what the leather looks like, this whole pebbling going on, swing by to bootguy.com. I'll have a blog posting with all those detailed photos with some of the other deep detailed information about this boot. Hey, please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. You know it really helps out. And remember, if you're on Instagram or Twitter, you can follow me there all week long. I am taking photos of the boots I'm testing out in the field, posting photos, allowing you guys to contact me directly and talk about what I'm testing, or if you have some questions about a future purchase, you can always contact me on one of those two sites. Also, if you're enjoying my videos, if you're watching them back to back, if you're going on a whole day of the Boot Guy video series and you just can't stop watching them, maybe it's time for you to pick up one of these and just join the club of all of us who watch boot porn. If you're interested, swing by to bootguy.com. I will have a link there, and there'll also be a link below in the description so you can pick one up much easier. If you're about to buy your first pair of Western pull-on work boots with a comp toe or without a comp toe, but you want to move into a pull-on boot to work in, and you got some questions, you got some concerns, you don't know if this is really the right type of thing for you, shoot me over an email and just pick my brain. See what I got to say about you moving into this. Let me know what kind of boots you wore prior, and let's just make the decision. This could be one of the best decisions you'll ever make, is moving into pull-on boots for your back, for your knees, and just that early morning rise when you just want to put your boots on and get in the truck and go. Shoot me over an email and pick my brain. All right, till the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.